always have a hard time trying to figure out if I want to go fully into spirituality, aka Christianity, or do I still want to listen to the TikTok astrologers? But I'm into astrology, so like I really do like it, and I've always been drawn to it since I was a kid. But I ain't gonna lie, I do be listening to the TikTok psychics. Sometimes they be on point. I be like, sometimes your ass is right. Okay, a lot of the times they be right. But I also look at it as sometimes, like even in like, even growing up, I grew up in the church. And there were people within the church who were prophetic. So they like prophesized over your life. Like when I was a kid, this lady prophesized over my life that I remember saying to myself, and it was crazy because she started looking at me and she was like, she was in front of the church, it was like packed or whatever. And so it was like, what was those weeks that we have in church? It's called revival. Yeah, it was like revival or whatever. And so I just remember telling myself, like, man, they call on the same people every time. They always prophesize to the same people. And I don't know if it was on my face or what, and it probably was. But she was like, yeah. She said, you. And I said, me? She said, you. I said, oh, she's talking to me. So she was like, you're going to travel the world and you're going to get scholarships and you're going to do all these things. Like, I blanked out after she said travel the world and scholarships. I was like, ding, 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 ding. That's all I need to know. So, those things actually happen for me. I got scholarships. I traveled the world. I'm still traveling the world, but I'm still planning to. I'm back in the States now, but I think there's a crossfire with prophecies and prophetics and astrologers. I'm very spiritual. I feel like, if the moon can control the ocean, like what do you think it's doing to you? So I don't know. I think sometimes, we get too wrapped up into religion and everybody wants to be like, oh, well, you can't believe this if you believe that. And it's like, some of these things kind of coincide, but that's just my opinion. And, you don't have to believe everything or be about everything. Because I feel like, there are things that you should probably, stay away from if you want to live a certain type of lifestyle. But for the most part, like, I think there are people who have so many different gifts and callings on their lives. And God didn't give us all just one particular gift. Everybody has different gifts and everybody can, do different things. So I think that's the beauty of being human. So, how do you utilize your gifts? That's on you. Cause that's your business. But yeah, I was just thinking about that. But again, I love astrology and I'm very much into astrocartography. Like I'm gonna tell y'all about this one time at band camp. Well, stick around, I'll tell you about that, where I looked into this guy's chart and yeah, it was some things up in there.